Hey everyone, how you doing today? As you know, it is Tuesday. That means we start off hot with one of your favorite guests. We got Matt, the lumberjack landlord. I just love saying that, man. You got to go check out his channel on YouTube. Yes, he has now developed content, and I got to tell you, his thumbnails are on point. So do yourself a favor, go check out lumberjack landlord. You will enjoy it. But how you doing, Matt?
I'm doing awesome, Mike. Thanks so much for having me. And a special thanks to my boy, Tom, who is just absolutely crushing it from Click Swipe with the thumbnails. He is just a force to be reckoned with. So he's just done an awesome job and really helped me with my vision.
There you go. I love to hear that. So we've got three exciting topics. A lot of these, the first one's going to be, we're going to kind of poke some people in the eye because there's a lot of, I don't know, supposed experts that are either wrong or idiots.
Yep.
I'll let them choose. They have the right to choose which one they want to be.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both, right? Or exactly both. But
yes.
And then the next two topics are going to be about building wealth, right? By getting on the property ladder. But let's start off hot. And this is the whole notion that, hey, interest rates are rising, prices have to go down.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. Yes, if you go over a long enough time frame, you basically can manufacture the numbers to say this works. But folks, we are in unusual times.
That's right.
Rates have been pushed artificially low. We have we have more demand than we've ever seen. We have less supply. And I believe what we are fundamentally seeing is a shift in real estate because interest rates are going to be going up probably for years. And that's going to cause mom and dad, to change their decisions on upgrading, which is really going to hold back inventory. So that's a long introduction. Let's bring Matt on and see what he thinks, buddy. So interest rates go up, prices go down 10%, right? That just happens all the time.
Yeah, like probably within 48 hours, right, Mike?
Yeah, just like that.
I mean, listen, the reason, right? One of the many reasons that you and I love real estate is because of its pricing elasticity. I love that word, and I don't use it anywhere else in my life except for market elasticity, right?
Yeah.
And so the crazy thing is like I'm sitting there watching the video you're doing yesterday, and I'm like, damn it, yes, that's it, Mike. That's right. That's exactly right. And it is. I'm joking around with my broker 2 days ago. So we're talking through a deal and we're working through something. And I just said, listen, I said, I don't need to be one of those spoiled sellers that's looking for, I need 20 offers. I don't. I really only need 2.
Right.
So I can notify them both that it's best and final. That's all I really need. So the extra 18, here's the bad thing. Here's where I actually feel bad. Those 18 people aren't going to even touch or sniff the property. They're nowhere near it. So when that elasticity, what we're talking about there is how sticky things are on the way down with pricing.
Yep.
And if you look at the market, right? So we talk about that 1 point or that each basis point equals a tenth of a percentage point, right?
Yep.
So you've got 140 basis points is how much the market moved last year to about a month ago, right? When rates were still in the mid twos, because you went from about 4.0 to about 2.6.
Okay.
It's about 140 basis points. That would mean the market would appreciate, just by the math, 14%. Most markets were down, or most markets were up about 13 to 16%. That means that it didn't account for anything other than price appreciation from the rate, which we all know isn't true. We all know that's not true. So that's a portion of it, sure. But just like with anything in real estate, it's never one single factor. It's usually 2 or 3 or 4 data points.
Well,
so
yeah,
let's break
that down a little bit, because most people are going to look at what you just said and they're going to say you and I are wrong, right? They're going to go back to Ken McElroy or Meet Kevin or whatever and say, yeah, they're right. Basis points went down 140 basis, which means if, again, just using their videos, prices should go up 14%. And roughly speaking, those numbers were even. But what you're talking about here is no, real estate's not that simple. Really,
it's not
that simple. There's demand, supply demand equations, which is perhaps the biggest non-talked about discussion today. There's inflation. Oh, by the way, have you seen when people really step back and they get comfortable with real estate is first supply and demand and location, but it's an inflation hedge. It has lumber and copper and cement and all of these other things. And oh, by the way, you really want to get a feel for what a house costs, go look at it in your insurance policy. What is the replacement cost of that? I got a quote for a replacement cost on one of my houses, and the replacement cost went up $38,000. And oh, by the way, folks, I did nothing to the house. I didn't add a roof. I didn't add new windows, nothing.
Yeah.
It just costs more if it burns down. These people are, they frustrate me so much.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at it like exactly that. I have multiple policies on a lot of my properties, and then some umbrellas and all this other fancy schmancy stuff, cause you have to eventually get there. Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's like, I've gotten away from the call to my friend at State Farm, and she's so awesome. She's the absolute best. However, some need more elaborate product, but what we're looking at that's exactly right. My renewal from last year to this year, it was up like 10 or 12% on replacement costs. And I know that still doesn't touch it. Yeah. I know what I just paid for a 2x4. It was $750. I know what I paid for one last year. It was $248. Yeah. I know what the cost was. So, I think that, so continuing that. Okay. So far they correlated on the interest rate down, price tick up. Mm-hmm. However, what isn't in that number is any real appreciation, because now what we're seeing is the rate has reversed. You're back up probably from 2.6, you're back up to probably 3.25. Yeah. So you're probably 65 basis points, right? Mm-hmm. So you're 65 basis points up. Has everything dropped 0.65, or 6.5%? No, it has not. Yeah. And it's because we're finally starting to be able to build in and bake in the actual value of increase over last year. Mm-hmm. Now the house price will lag, or the pricing of the house lags to the rate, but it's not near instantaneous. It's not even close, because all we're doing now is we're reducing 20 offers to my magic 2 or 3 that I really need. Mm-hmm. And then after those people go away, and then I post something and I don't even get the 2 or 3, now I have to look at price reduction, or more importantly, at first, I just have to look on time of market.
Exactly.
Which is time of market might, instead of being, 31 days from listing to closing, which we all know it takes 40 days to get an appraisal. So that shows you that 9%, there's 9% in there that is actually being created from cash deals, and them closing in still 14 days or 10 to 14 days. So I think that's really where we're going to start to see kind of that next inflection point, which is, I agree with you. I don't think anything slows down at 3.5 or 3.75, probably even pushing 4. I think that there's still going to be enough people to buy.
Let's talk about that, because this is an important concept, because so many people are out there saying interest rates are going up, prices are going down, I'm going to wait. Yeah. And I guarantee you, this will just be like all of you people in 2010 that call me lucky. You freaking drive me crazy. All of you were sitting on cash, or many of you, and you were scared out of your mind. You're essentially running through the same thing today. You go, I'll just say 4%. You get a 4% 30-year loan. So I'm only talking fixed rate. Don't get an ARM. Don't do anything of that nature.
No.
You are going to be smiling when it becomes to be 2022 and interest rates are 5.25 or 5 3/8 or whatever they're going to be. Yeah. This is a long game. And as we're going to talk about in episode number 2 and 3, the only way to build wealth for the average person, and again, you don't have to necessarily want to be a landlord, as you'll see in the next 2, is getting on the property ladder. So you can, listen to people that don't have any inkling about your market or your position and do nothing and stay as a renter, or you can find a way to get on the property ladder and use it to your benefit. And it's sad that a lot of people are just going to go, no, that guy over there said this and that, and I'm going to do nothing, because they're looking for that answer. And it's just hurtful.
Listen, at the end of the day, evaluate all the data points. You and I both do a ton of research. I'm always interested to hear what the counter argument to my belief is.
Oh, amen. Yeah.
Right? Because I'm more than happy to say, yep, you got me on that one. Yep. Yeah. You got me. However, then I pivot, I change it, and I maximize it, and I get my return.
Yeah.
And we look at it now. Hey, Mike, so how many deals you and I have done? What, like in the last 6 months, how many deals have we done? Probably like
just purchases, purchase and sales.
Just
purchases. I think I've done 4 purchases in the last 6 months.
Yep. So I'm right around, I think I'm 3.
Okay.
Between sales and purchases. But here's what the most interesting thing is. don't you wish it were January again and we could get we could get a lower rate,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be
Like
nice.
we were telling everybody, we were telling you guys,
Go,
go buy. Now's the time. Now's the time. And guess what? Now it's 0.75 higher, 0.65 higher.
Well,
And the house is still climbed in price.
Yeah, I'll go a step further. And again, I tell everybody all the time in my weekly goal sessions on Sundays, I refied over $1 million in commercial debt.
Yes.
In January.
Yep.
So,
yep.
You know,
yeah, we did, and I'm not trying to be a topper. We refied like 1.13.
Nice. Good for you.
But we locked, what did we lock? I mean, I locked in at 3.75. I was doing a jig and I don't even know how to dance.
I got 4%. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it was just like, I literally said to my banker, I said, look at everything in the entire portfolio.
Pick whatever you want.
Yeah. Anything, whatever we can. And even on some of it, Mike, I even paid prepayment penalty.
Yeah. Yeah. I did that.
Because it was ran the numbers, guys. It's just math. It's run the math.
Yeah. It's just,
you know, so yeah, just as you can tell, just super passionate about that. But if people were watching us and listening in December, in January, in February, and they had done the work, they were prepared. They'd done the work, were prepared to enter their market and start doing their work. Man, they got a deal on a house that they will probably never see. I was joking with a buddy of mine. I said, enjoy that 2.65 rate. You'll never refi out of it. There's almost no chance you refi out of that deal.
Yeah, you're going to have that forever.
Yeah, forever. And I think that that's what's pushed a lot of the $1 million stuff too. Like not in the markets where $1 million is a common house, but in the markets where $1 million is kind of a stretch house or that top like 10%. In a lot of those markets, guys like me who was willing to spend that and say, I'm never going to see a rate this low again.
Yeah.
And appreciation has not caught up with the rate yet. And I bought my life house. That's what I did. I'm 43 and I bought my life house. Way it goes.
You're forever home. Oh man. Awesome.
Hopefully.
Well, if it's not, it's only because you go bigger. We both know that. You got to have that 8-car garage or whatever.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yes, let's hope so.
Yeah. So again, what I want people to hear from this is, I think a couple of things have happened the last year. This is the first time ever. And again, I've been doing this 20 years and I write offers almost every week. So again, I'm in the market, not like these talking heads.
Right.
I believe the Fed has artificially pushed rates lower than they naturally would be. Right.
Yes.
So I think naturally speaking, the 30-year rate, if the pandemic never happened, would be somewhere probably in the high 4s today. Right. Because if you guys don't remember, unemployment rate was like 3.6% coming into this thing. So you're not going to have a 2% 30-year mortgage when the economy is running that hot. So I think interest rates, even if we said 5%. So if we're at 3.25% today, I believe going from 3.25% to 5% has no impact on price appreciation at all. It is certainly not going to go negative. It will have gone up 2.4%, 240 basis points. And I promise you, real estate will not crash 24%. It is just not going to happen.
I agree with you. Let's call that what it is. Market dislocation.
Exactly. Now
it happens. There's a reason the term exists.
Exactly. It happens, right?
Yeah.
Now, if it gets above 5%, I believe that's where you really start getting enough no answers. Because again, you go from 2.6 to 5, you're going to cut 25, 40% of the demand because there's a certain population. Yeah, it could be 40%, but still, if you have 20 offers and you cut 40%, you still have 12 offers. Prices don't collapse when you have 12 offers. You need one yes answer, not 12. Right? There's only one home.
Yeah.
Right. You start getting about 5%. That's going to slow things down.
Yeah. We've got a video coming out about that on Lumberjack Landlord. And literally I was scenario analysing and in prep for the show, I was doing a bunch of scenario analysis and I literally looked at my desk and I saw these papers and I was like, what the hell? And I literally just threw them all up in the air and I was just like annoyed. And then I sat there and I literally saved one for the show and I look at the number and I go, yeah, scenario analysis, this, you know what? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Look at the deal. That's what One Rental at a Time is awesome for doing. That's the same process I do. He put that together and Mike put that together. And that's what's so awesome about that is that the numbers work based on what you're getting approved for the mortgage. That's what makes the numbers work. That's it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah. It's just math, and then we're waiting for a good to great deal. Yep. So that's my point.
Yeah. So again, the only time when 30-year rates get to 6%, you and I can start talking about, okay, that's that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah. I think even 5 just has that emotional thing to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And if people are new to the market in the last year or year and a half, they're going to have trouble digesting that because of the move, not because of what it historically means. But if people have bought a house, before that, or they bought one 5 years ago, or they were like the couple that you talked to from Vegas, on Sunday, they still look at a 5% rate and say, it's just about the numbers. Yeah, exactly. It's just about the numbers working. They remember when it was, 7-8%, deals. So yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Very, very cool. Well, I look forward to topics number 2 and 3, because we're going to help people become wealthy. Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mike.